There's too many of them. Hey folks, Nathan here, Nathan P. Butler. Of course, this is my channel where you can find things like my vlog, The Voice of Reason or Lack Thereof, a Star Wars vlog, most recently with an episode about intellectual honesty. We have things like From the Star Wars Home Video Library, most recently with an episode on the making of Star Wars from 1979 on VHS, and all kinds of other Star Wars and other related content here on the channel. You can find my Star Wars Timeline Gold, the most comprehensive Star Wars chronology available anywhere, over at StarWarsFanWorks.com/timeline. You can find the podcast I'm involved with, Star Wars Beyond the Films with Mark Herleman and Cloud City Casino with Michael Morris over at StarWarsReport.com. Most recently, in terms of printed work, you can find my essay on Rebels Season 1 in a long time ago, exploring the Star Wars Cinematic Universe, edited by, among others, Rich Handley, which you can find from Sequart and places like Amazon and whatnot. Just got done with a Let's Play stream for LEGO Star Wars The Force Awakens. Basically just going to jump into a little bit of Battlefront here, show you some new things that have picked up, give you some thoughts on what's recently been announced for Battlefront, and call it a day. It won't be a very long stream this time. Oh, apparently we're in the midst of a, hey, if you sign up or you sign in, you get stuff thing. Hey, Ishmael. So we have 5,000 credits for free! Yay! Which is nice. Since the last stream, I did wind up doing some new unlocks. So now I've got, they did that double points weekend thing, and I wound up getting enough XP and credits to do a couple of things. One, unlock the Bespin Wingguard, which is unlockable at level 65. Two, unlocking the Shock Trooper, which is unlockable at level 70. Both of those cost 20,000 credits. I already am at the point where all the hut contracts are done. So those are just kind of sitting there. Oh, hey, wait, did they finally fix it? Nope, they didn't. It still reads some of the ones that are done as not done. I'm at the point where there's only 6 of the original cards left to upgrade at 7,000 each. And I've maxed out as rank 70, which I would have to have reached to be able to unlock the Shock Trooper. So basically, with the exception of just grinding to get more credits to be able to unlock or upgrade more of those star cards at this point, I'm just kind of spinning my wheels. But we're supposed to be getting new content relatively soon, which is one of the things I want to talk about here. So for the moment, I'm not actually going to spend that 7K yet to upgrade one of those cards. I'm going to let the credits build for the moment. So I'm just going to run through whatever, really. We got blaster rifle kills, heroes versus villains. Let's do some heroes versus villains because I only got to win one more of those to get that one done. We're back to the anemic, incredibly slow structure for progression. This weekend only, all players have access to new heroes from the expansion packs. Okay, cool. I was not aware that they weren't, given the fact that you can play as any of them on Heroes vs. Villains, unless when you get to the character selection, they're locked out or something, if you don't have the DLC. But I've got them through the Season Pass, so I've never been able to make that comparison. Yes, so let's see. Lots of new things announced for the game. In the near term, coming up on, I believe they said July 21st, which is next Thursday, because the 19th is next Tuesday, I believe, which is when that Batman vs. Superman unrated, bigger, hopefully better cut comes out, at least on physical media. So what we've got is upcoming an update that's going to bring at least one new hut contract, which has a new weapon. I believe they called it the Striker, which will be the first charged star card to be an actual specific weapon. What was it? Blaster rifle kills, I think is what I need. Where's my thingy? There's my thing, and it counts as a blaster rifle. Blaster rifle. And then they're supposed to be giving us new missions, single-player material, called Skirmish. Now, this is, I'm torn between saying this is them listening to fans and them being utterly tone deaf to fans. Hearing, but not hearing the actual request. Oh, here's the guy, by the way. He's got his...
No!
kind of stuff. And
Oh yeah!
yeah, so we got our Bespin Wingguard here, only available in black male. Just like for the Twi'lek, it's only available in blue female. Ooh, orbital strikes. I love it. Where are the bad guys? They're over there somewhere. I'm gonna orbital strike them. Or try to. Do it. So they've got that, but what they're doing basically is they're calling it skirmish. Oh, dead. He stuck one on me. It's gonna blow up. Come on. Oh. You can roll away from it?
Cracking skulls.
What? It never blew up. It wasn't my backpack that naturally blinks red. He put an explosive on me.
We're done for.
So, we've got the fact that they're basically making the skirmish mode, and skirmish mode is going to be single player and co-op, very much like missions and survival are. And tutorials, I guess, technically. I know tutorials are something you can at least play as single player. But what they're doing basically is, all it is Walker Assault and Fighter Squadron. But instead of playing online against other humans, and in the case of, Fighter Squadron playing online against other humans and bots, or AI, you are instead playing only against bots, with the exception of if you're playing with a co-op partner or playing with somebody like that. There is no word yet on whether or not you can earn XP that way. My guess is not much, if any. And if you do earn XP, it will probably be tied into stars the way that it's tied into for missions and for survival. Or, well, it's a type of mission. So there's a part of me that says, if you're going to play Walker Assault, why not just play Walker Assault? If you're going to play Fighter Squadron, why not just play Fighter Squadron? At least you're gaining yourself some XP so you can unlock more stuff. Because right now, the main reason I'm not playing any survival, although I enjoy survival, is that survival doesn't give me anything. Survival is useless to me at this point. With the exception of getting the stars, which give me a teeny bit of credits, no XP, and only help me toward diorama pieces, there is absolutely no point in playing survival or not missions, battle modes now. I mean, it's useless from the standpoint of someone who's actually trying to have some game progression going on. So if they do that to this with skirmish, it's just kind of like, what are they thinking? We want more single-player stuff. We want more single-player stuff. We want more single-player stuff. Constantly talking about, you know, things like story missions and whatnot. Here's some retooled stuff. We'll call it single-player. Oh, it's the same old shit. You just can't earn anything that's actually going to be worthwhile. So it's kind of pointless. Our bad. Excuse me. It would seem as though... Gag reflex. It would seem as though the only people who will find this particularly awesome as a free edition are going to be the people who are playing Battlefront without an internet connection. Or who want to play co-op with someone actually there in the room with them. And play modes other than what exists now. So it is a minor benefit, but in my opinion, a pretty lame benefit. But at least it's free, so I guess I shouldn't bitch. Then we found out that they reconfirmed that Death Star will be in September, that Bosk and Chewbacca will be the new heroes for it, that we should be getting some new hero ships, though they didn't pin down which ones. They'll be getting new modes playing on the Death Star, including some space combat finally. In that case, they've actually listened to the fans. Seriously? Come on. What the hell? There we go. And they showed off some footage of it, like trench run type battles, space battles around the Death Star and whatnot. It seems like if Outer Rim was the small mode expansion, and then Bespin is sort of the larger map mode expansion, then you can sort of think of Death Star as the space, well, the fighters or vehicle expansion. Not entirely, but of course, but that's a big part of the focus, it seems like. I keep forgetting that I can't do anything with that. You asshole! What? That didn't do hardly any damage to him. And then you've got, here we go. They've confirmed and finally given us a name. You may recall that the game was telling us that the last DLC was going to be in spring of next year. And they had then said, no, in one of the press releases, that the last DLC was actually going to be in December, but they never changed that on the game initially. They finally have reconfirmed that, yes, the 4th DLC is December, and that it is Rogue One. I forget the name. I just pulled it up a second ago, and shit if I can remember what it is at this point. But it's Rogue One something, with the something being the name of one of the planets in Rogue One. And you're basically given the option of playing as Jyn, and given the option of playing as Director Krennic as the new heroes for that pack. So yes, they're doing a Rogue One tie-in. No, it's not the Death Star DLC. It is the 4th DLC, which they have moved to December as they'd already told us, for what that's worth. So cool to see. It'll be interesting to see to what extent there are other free updates that happen, or if there'll be extra DLC, because that does mean that there'll be about a 6-month stretch there. I did like 9 num still, even though I need to play better. There'll be about a 6-month stretch there where there's no new DLC coming, at least before we get Battlefront 2, and that's assuming Battlefront 2 releases mid-year. It could release in the fall, and the further back it goes, the longer a gap there's going to be between the Rogue One DLC and the new Battlefront game, and how to what extent will they actually keep the interest in this game going for an easier transition to the next. We'll just have to see. Yeah, everyone should practice. I love Fighter Squadron, except for the fact that now they've made it so they're not quick little battles anymore. I loved it whenever you could get in there, and getting to 200 didn't take very long, so you would wind up having a relatively quick mode that's fun and a little different to play. Now, it goes all the way to 400 and takes a lot longer, which to me has killed some of the fun of Fighter Squadron. Stop shooting at me, asshat! No, took him out by shooting him in the ankle. Woo, Boba Fett. Boba Fett, up there! What's wrong, Boba? You afraid I'm gonna bust a Sarlacc out of my pocket and kill your ass? I wouldn't expect them to do a Yavin 4 map unless it's part of a paid DLC, because that would be introducing a whole new planet. Granted, they did that with Jakku, but I would argue that was a special situation trying to promote The Force Awakens. So I would not expect there to be a free Yavin 4. Now, would I expect to maybe see them do Yavin 4 in the next game? Possibly. But I wouldn't see that. And Mos Eisley, I mean, we've already got some... What the hell am I looking at? Sorry, my wife sent me a text message there. We've seen... lose my train of thought. We've seen the hangars essentially around Mos Eisley already, haven't we? I mean, they're already there. Let's see. So, yeah, free heroes. I don't see them doing free hero updates. I expect them, if they're going to do that, they'll put the heroes in the new packs. I figured that it'll be relatively light on the free content, unless we're talking skins for previous existing characters, retooling of old maps, like they've done previously, retooling of old modes as they're doing with Skirmish. Stuff that's not nearly as time-consuming from a development side for them to do, that they could do as just part of the regular support, as opposed to needing specific cash from DLC to do it. Yeah, the idea of... well, I mean, if you're looking at Legends, then no, he didn't die in the Sarlacc pit. He was helped out by, among others, Dengar, nursed back to health, and then, I mean, he goes on into the Legacy of the Force era, decades later. The question of what's happening in canon right now is kind of up in the air because there is a guy running around now with what appears to be Fett's armor, but it appears that it's not Fett himself, that it was salvaged after what happened at the Sarlacc. So, kind of jury's still out on whether or not to assume, whether Fett is dead in the Sarlacc or not in canon. There's just no clear indication either way yet. Get this blaster cannon away from me. Give me something that doesn't suck. Oh, good, a droid. Yeah, that's great. Not bad. I like it better than a blaster cannon, but not by that much.
They just got the last one.
I just got the last one,
over.
bruh. He dead. They also, speaking of making the games longer, one of the updates recently also made it so that if you're playing Outer Rim and playing Heroes versus Villains, it now goes to 5 wins instead of 3, so you can't even play a fast version of Heroes versus Villains anymore. It's all just longer length.
Coming through. I'll take care of this one.
You realize we're gonna lose, right? And it's not gonna help me at all, so I really don't care, right? Yes, we're gonna lose. You got it. It's 1-4. I've seen comebacks that are better than that, but it ain't gonna happen this time, from what I can tell. So yeah. It's not actually going to help me on my challenge, but at least it'll give me some XP, which will give me some credits, which will help me on my continuous quest to finish all the upgrades and shite. But knowing that, the reason, by the way, for those, I didn't even mention it, the reason why I'm not spending the 7K that I've already got on upgrading a star card yet is because... Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. As Iron Man told Spider-Man when going after Captain America, go for the legs. We've got a new HUT contract coming in about a week. And HUT contracts always cost credits to be able to unlock to even be able to do them in the first place, as opposed to meeting the criteria, then paying to get the thing. You know, like going into McDonald's and you pay them your money, then you clean the bathroom, then they give you your damn food. So right now, not knowing what that new thing is going to cost, what that new HUT contract is going to cost, I'm not going to wind up spending my credits just yet because I want to be able to access that as soon as they update it. Blah, 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 blah. Oh, goody. Well, that's nice. And so it continues. Apparently, one of the seedier areas nearby where you get a little bit of gang activity, there's a group of guys, a fairly large group of guys, apparently recently, publicly talking about planning to kill some local police officers based on an incident in Union City, which is up the road. I think it was last year or the year before. That was considered an incident of essentially the same type of thing that you see Black Lives Matter constantly protesting. So, wonderful. Maybe we'll get to be on the news and have some bullshit in the Atlanta area. Okay, Heroes vs. Villains again. Whatever. I was only going to go about half an hour, a little bit more anyway, so screw it. And I still need to win one more for the Gipper. I mean, for the challenge. Some people out there will get that, and others will be like, what the fuck's a Gipper? It's a fish. What? You will play as the badly voice-acted Luke Skywalker. Awesome!
Yeah.
Bendu thing seems interesting. And they're reusing the term yet again, using Bendu again. Be interesting to see what they actually do with it. It's kind of cool that Tom Baker, one of the doctors, from Doctor Who, is playing him. I am particularly interested in the ongoing Mandalorian info finally being dumped. Come on! Hitting triangle and he's doing nothing. I think the new design of Ezra is going to take a while to get used to. A little weird. New design for Sabine's not too bad. New design for Kanan, not too bad. I'm more excited to see the continuing seduction of Ezra by Maul, potentially, and by the Holocron. And it's pretty cool to see, well, depending on how they use him, it's pretty cool to see Thrawn in Rebels and being brought into canon with that and the novel. Though, again, I said on a previous stream, when asked about that on the Lego Star Wars stream I was just doing, it's kind of a good news, bad news. If they handle him well, it'll be great. But if they handle him poorly, it's just going to make the division in fandom between Legends and canon even wider. And I would hope that for the novel at least, the Zahn that is writing is the Zahn we know from the Bantam era or from Scoundrels, rather than the Zahn from the rest of the Del Rey era, because most of the books he wrote in the Del Rey era sucked. Turned his characters into basically gods. You watch Choices of One, or you read Choices of One, Thrawn might as well be a god in terms of what he's able to do and figure out and manipulate, which isn't the Thrawn that enthralled people. Did I say Thrawn might as well be a god, or Zahn might as well be a god? I do think there's definitely a... Is it a Harry Sue? Larry Sue? Whenever somebody is... Now that's an actual... That would be an actual one that would work. So we talk about Mara Jade being a Mary Sue, or Rey being a Mary Sue, but if you're talking about Mary Sue as someone who is a surrogate for the writer, or the creator, and who is well above the abilities of everybody else, that everybody's in awe of on their side, yeah. By the time you get to Allegiance and Choices of One, basically Thrawn is a whatever it is Sue. Merging of holocrons? No idea, but they keep playing with what holocrons are and can be in the cartoon series. They did it with Clone Wars, now they're sort of doing it again, so it begs the question of, you know, like, what are they going to introduce yet another new element? Is there some secret knowledge to unlock? And since you've got the Bendu supposedly representing like this middle ground of the Force, I wonder if there's a tie-in to that, light and dark merging in some form, tying into the Bendu thing. But yeah, I'm excited about it. I am going to enjoy it. I am going to attempt probably to talk about it some on the vlog. I've heard a lot of people saying, boy, we wish you were still doing a Star Wars Reports Rebels Roundtable to talk about the show. To be able to hear those discussions would be great. And as much as there's a part of me that says I will miss discussing it with Barron and John and all them, I kind of think we ended at the right time, because I expect that this is that... I mean, the way things are going right now and the virulence of the Legends canon stuff, I'm not sure I would want to be on a podcast discussing Rebels in depth frequently when they're bringing Thrawn in. I think it'll be interesting to see him in, but I can't see how that doesn't make the environment more toxic. At least in the short term. Maybe in the long term less toxic, but in the short term certainly more toxic. So, screw it. This is not going well either. Part of it is I'm not paying attention. Hardly at all. But the team isn't exactly doing all that well either. Yay. So getting that third win to get that challenge done isn't going to happen either. And I haven't even done the daily, which is to complete any accomplishment. So after this, I'll jump to, I guess, a blast match, because I do need to have some blast wins marked. Some more blaster rifle kills, and maybe that'll get me a blaster rifle streak to get me an accomplishment from the day. And that'll get me the thingy. Oh, shiz! Hello, it's Odatus. And evil enemies. Whoa! There we go. And Kroken. Oh, for the love of crap. Hey, what's up, Boba? I got a jetpack too, bro. Oh shit, I'm gonna fall. I'm gonna, no, I'm walking. I'm just walking on a tarp and it's blowing in the wind and kind of jiggling weird. Hey, Boba, last time I saw it jiggling like that, it was your mama. Oh! Could I see any way that Thrawn could survive past Rebels? I mean, sure, they could. I mean, there's plenty of Imperials that are around post-Rebels. The problem for me with the idea of there being a Thrawn post-Rebels is that we basically already have that now, thanks to Life Debt and Aftermath. We've got Gallius Rax, who's basically a human Thrawn, because he's doing all that same kind of like, I know everything, I can manipulate every freaking circumstance, I'm going to bring the Empire together from the shadows kind of thing.
Got the last one. It's over.
Let's see. I actually didn't see Anthony Daniels read the C-3PO comic. I'm not sure that much of anything would be able to make it particularly better than received, because it was pretty awful. But maybe. Well, it's pretty awful given how long we waited for it and how many times it was delayed. If it had been released on time, we would have just been like, whatever. But instead of being, yeah, whatever, it was, wow, we waited all this time and had all this hype for this piece of crap. Very much a Phantom Menace effect. Although I love Phantom Menace initially, and then the criticisms wear on you to the point where you're like, well, I guess kinda. Until eventually you're like, yeah, man, it can suck it. Peer pressure, man. Just peer pressure. Oh, how do you like that shit?
Do whatever it takes.
He's Han Solo. He's Han Solo, Solo.
Show me what you got.
Now that the carbonite's off me, I'm living life now that I'm free! They told me to get myself together, now I got myself together. Now I made it through the weather, better days are gonna get better. I'm so happy the carbonite's gone. I'm moving on. I'm so happy that it's over now.
Now it's my turn.
The pain is gone. And so on. This has been the Thoughts of Han Solo, as brought to you by Kinect Star Wars. Bam! Oh, damn it, guy. Lucasfilm has had a misplaced anticipation problem for the past year. Yep. So now, have they finally publicly released it? Because I saw a cam footage version from inside the room. Because when they released it from, whatchamacallit, when they released it at Celebration, they did that bullshit where it was, here's the panel, now here early on is the sizzle reel, and then here's a sizzle reel halfway through when Krennic dude mentioned it, and then here's one at the end, except it's when Kathleen Kennedy says they're going to see something new, and everybody in the room got to see the new trailer, and nobody at home watching the stream did, and everybody who was there at Celebration who wasn't in the room didn't get a chance to see it. So has it officially been released? Or was it seeing a recording of it, or are you talking about the sizzle reel, Obi-Dan? Run! Ah! Going around. Where you going there, Vader? Where you going? Ah, shot by Greedo. I was like, where they at? Where'd they be? And another match goes down the toilet. And if I was number 2 on the team, that explains why. I don't want to quit before it lets me know what my stuff is, but I do want to jump to a blast match. Make that the last one here. Yep, anemic credits, anemic XP, and again, hey, let's show you some HUT contracts you've actually finished, but it doesn't track correctly. I could be playing with the weapons from it. And sorry, Joe, we're not going to do a shout out to it because I don't like short stories. So, you know. If we were talking minifigs again, then we could just be playing Lego Star Wars, but unfortunately not so much. Let's see. So, out of Heroes versus Villains, we're going to go to Blast. I guess I'll see if I can get a Blast match going on Bespin, since that's where probably there'll be enough people playing for the larger match, but it really just depends. I found that getting into a specific match type on Bespin is extremely, extremely hit or miss. Unless his name is George Wang and he plays basketball, I think you're probably mistaken. If you feel the need to get a shout out to it on YouTube. It's YouTube, not your tube. Sorry. I don't know how this keeps happening. Like, it'll be sitting here, and I'll just barely brush the little thing, and boop, gone. Thrawn in the trailer, I commented about that earlier, about just kind of Thrawn in general coming in. I thought they handled him fairly well in the trailer. They built up to it. You could sort of tell who he already was. And they're like, oh my God, because there have been all the rumors about it for so long. But they handled it somewhat subtly, making him sort of the big punctuation as you get towards the end of the trailer, which went well. But you're already seeing people bitching because of, oh my God, his eyes are like regular eyes. They're not just vacant holes that glow red. That's not Thrawn. Whatever. No, I didn't. He just stopped. Probably to go play with a short penis. No, that was unkind. New card is it still telling me new card available? I'm hoping that would have cleared, but it's not. It's still telling me new card available, but there's not. Okay, so I made it a point of pointing out the wing guard a minute ago. I wasn't even paying attention enough to point out the guy, but yeah, here's the shock trooper. It's basically the same guy that you would play as if you had been protecting the Emperor previously, except now it's an unlockable skin, and they've replaced the one that you would play with as the Emperor's Guard with the Royal Guards that you saw when I was doing the Heroes vs. Villains stuff. Whoa! Eat some Dioxys! You rebel scum! Ah, crap, I'm an authority figure walking around in white armor, and I'm about to kill a wing guard who's black. I'm gonna get protests. Hashtag Wingguard Lives Matter.
Go get him. Grenade out.
Although I was very impressed that there was a Black Lives Matter protest recently with a Blue Lives Matter thing happening nearby as well, talking about the police officers. And that the people who were there came together and sort of had a shared expression of grief over what had happened in Dallas. And I thought that it was one of those few moments of showing that, you know what, it's not the extremes that have to rule the conversation. It's not the extremes that have to define everything. Good to see a kid. Oh! Sid the kid. And thank you.
Watch it, rebels!
Be interesting that, well, wait. A young Poe in Rogue One would be interesting, given the fact that Poe wouldn't be born yet. That wouldn't make sense. And the BB-8 model of droid wouldn't make sense either, because it's just being introduced in the era of Life Debt, because they make a point in Life Debt when they're trying to introduce one to a vet who's been injured to see if he, like a wounded warrior guy, to see if he wants to do it. Yeah, that is true. This is not Blast. It threw me into regular. Why? Screw it!
Defend those positions.
Bespin. But yeah, he's not born yet. I want to say he's born like the year after A New Hope, 2 years after A New Hope. I forget. He's something like 2, if I remember right. as of the time of Shattered Empire, but I'd have to look at it to remind myself of exactly how old he is. I am going to do the VR thing in October, which is my birthday month. Woohoo! Not only will I be picking up the new Star Trek Encyclopedia, which will be the first Trek thing aside from the new Trek films that I bought in years. I'm stoked for that because Michael and Denise Okuda's original Star Trek chronology and encyclopedia were actually part of what inspired me to do the Star Wars Timeline Gold in the first place. So kind of stoked for that. And then I'm going to also be picking up PlayStation VR and whatever they make available for Battlefront. As soon as they make it available, I'll jump straight into it. Wait, Poe is alive in the metal room in 4? That's gotta be a mistake. Episode 4, he wasn't born yet, and he would have been a child if he was around. Now, they may be talking about his father or mother, because they were rebels. We see them in Shattered Empire, Shara Bay and Kes Dameron, but not Poe. I mean, unless it was like a joke or something he was trying to say. It's definitely not Poe.
Rebels in the zone.
Dang it. Ooh, is that a charge over there? They
are getting away. Stop them.
There we go. How many kills have I gotten? Just a couple. I need to get more with this thing so I can get that accomplishment, because that's really all I care about. How to get electrocuted? There was a, that's, one of the things Lando can do is drop a fake power-up, and when somebody steps on it, it activates like a landmine, and he dropped one that looked like a hero power-up that somebody stepped on, thinking it was an actual hero power-up, so it set off and zapped me and everybody else around us.
They're moving on positions.
Take positions! I choose missionary. Sorry, what? What? Say something? We have an Admiral Satura. He needs to be talking about positions. And we need to find out that his first name isn't what they said it is. It needs to be like comma or something. Now, I don't think there are any children in... I don't think there's any children at the end of A New Hope. Even in the comic adaptation they did, or the adaptation they did of the ending scene with Leia. Yeah, he's not around. I mean, maybe they changed it later. I mean, maybe that was what they were talking about then, but then by the time they actually put out the Journey to Force Awakens materials like Shattered Empire and Poe's story in Before the Awakening and that sort of thing, maybe they changed their mind and did it. Maybe it was wishful thinking, pardon me, on his part. Yeah, you're with the dog, bitch! Sorry, the joke just wrote itself, so I kind of had to say it. Oh, does that mean Hillary's gonna win because it's Year of the Bitch? Oh! Oh! Sorry. Again, this shit writes itself. Yeah, I do like the fact that we've got... Oh, that guy just... Oh, that was an actual hero power-up. I thought my partner, whoever that was about to step on one of those mine ones again, left by Lando. Star Wars 8 picking up where it left off. Yep. Because they showed that, like, the first stuff they were shooting was right back... the same places where they left off for 7. That is one thing that impresses me with a lot of films that are part of series is when they go back to a previous location, how well they're able to essentially recapture the feel of the previous scene without feeling awkward. Like there are moments in Back to the Future that are fantastic for that, but then you got the awkwardness of like, oh look, that's not the original Jennifer. Oops, kind of stuff. Where they did the recasting. Oh, dead. Yeah, Deadpool was awesome. I wouldn't recommend it for kids, but I really enjoyed it. I finally actually got to see, I can't say how, but I finally was able to see X-Men Apocalypse last night. And I feel like the X-Men films, for the most part, have lost their heart. So they're not as fun and don't draw us in from the character drama nearly as much as as the Marvel stuff has, like the Marvel Cinematic Universe stuff has, which is unfortunate. All right, well, that didn't work. Let's do one actual freaking blast. Maybe it'll actually send me to a blast match when I choose blast this freaking time. I don't think I got the accomplishment thing done with the shots. Yeah, because I did jack because I'm running around like an idiot. So, we'll see. Well, the Drone Makers and Celebrations 2005 said they would see different BB-8 units. Not yet, at least. Maybe we'll see more BB-8 style units in the future. Or BB units, as they call them. What will the crawl be? Previously on Star Wars. It'd be funny if it was like the crawl said, "Spoiler alert for episode 7" at the front of it or something. Let's see. And hello description. And was it too busy trying to prove? I think I missed an earlier comment to be able to get the context of that one. All right, let's try this again. Bespin? Blast. Blast. Do blast. How about some blast? Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah. The fact that they're trying to show that they're dark and they can be dark and gritty too, yeah. I like how that worked out for Batman versus Superman, huh? I mean, I like the people playing them. I like McAvoy as Xavier. I like Fassbender as Magneto. They're particularly good. I'm take it or leave it for Lawrence as Mystique. I think the guy that plays Beast is pretty decent. But I mean, come on, you know. Bringing Plagueis in would be interesting. Well, I mean, Plagueis is already canonical. It's just we don't have any background on him anymore because that stuff got shuffled aside. There we go. Now it's actual blast. Snoke revealed in a book. I'm assuming that's speculation of expecting what's coming. Unless you're trying to make the argument that Gallius Rax is Snoke, which would be interesting. I wonder, given his age. No, because he said he saw the clone. Well, no, he could have. He could have seen the Clone Wars. It says that in the novelization. Could have actually seen the Clone Wars because of his age, I believe. So yeah, I mean, it's possible that Gallius Rax is Snoke. I think that would make sense if they keep him around. As far as and the whole idea of the contingency and all that, but we'll just have to see. Yeah, I'm pretty tired of Mystique as well. I think that's.
We've lost the lead.
Yeah, die, mother. Or as I say, die, 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 my darling. Based on Megadeth, or was it Megadeth, or was it? No, I guess it was Metallica that did "Die, Die, My Darling." I was at Target today and saw that there's actually a new Megadeth album. I was like, what?
The advantage is ours.
Nothing like some hard rock when you're in a wheelchair as an old man. Whoa! He just got zapped. Alright, let's see if I can actually not suck long enough, pay attention long enough to get one of those. I don't have the I don't have the daily accomplishment thing done. Which is or daily challenge, which is to do one accomplishment. Oh, scheiße. Whee! Ah, balls.
The Imperials have lost around half their stormtroopers.
Now, Finn riding an alien... I haven't seen the idea of Finn riding an alien horse as a new... I know that there's the one about Ahsoka potentially riding an alien horse that was in some concept art. I haven't seen a Finn one, though. Kills him! Kills him! We just gotta blast it. Try it, or just post a link in the comments on the video whenever the whenever it processes on YouTube. It'll be up under the same name. Guys, where are you going, guys? I'm not gonna get it this time either. I don't think.
We have this.
I need like what, 4 more kills to be able to. Whoa, where are you going, asshole? It's like 4 more kills to be able to get the streak counted. And it's got to be with this particular weapon. Ah, it's that thing again.
You've almost got this. Hang in there.
There, now somebody finally destroyed it. I don't know why that stuck in my head. Something about running through the grass and then it really caused that song to pop in my head. And it's over. Won a match. Went towards the others. Still didn't get a freaking thing done. Checking the time. Do I have time for another blast match? Unlikely. So I'm going to... I'll just have to do that off stream if I do it at all. So we're looking here basically. Again, for me this feels like the grinding part. You know, I mean, I've already got to the point where I've maxed out my levels. I've unlocked the higher end costumes. I don't really care about the lower end ones or the emotes or the other costumes or the emotes. I would like to upgrade those last 6 star cards, but that's all that's left from the base game really to upgrade beyond getting emotes or skins. There's no hut contracts left to do because I did all of those. So until we get that new content popping up on the 21st, which will just be 1 new hut contract beyond the skirmish thing, at least as far as they're describing it, there's not really a whole lot to do other than just grind, 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 grind. And wait for September when they finally release Death Star, and the grind begins all over again, except at least less of a grind because at least you feel like there's progression. Right now it feels very much like sort of spinning my wheels. But we'll see. We'll see when they add skirmish to this mission set. Unless they make it just a separate square on here. We'll see. All right. So, we'll wrap it up there. If you want to see the Lego Star Wars The Force Awakens stream that I did a little bit earlier, I would bet that it's probably processed by now. If you check out the YouTube channel, it'll be sitting there as part 6. It's not in the playlist yet. I'll have to update that and add the description, put it in the playlist and stuff here in a moment. But for now, I am Nathan P. Butler. This is my channel. You can find things like my Star Wars vlog, The Voice of Reason or Lack Thereof. Here you can find From the Star Wars Home Video Library, a guide to Disney Infinity for Star Wars fans, Let's Plays of LEGO Star Wars The Force Awakens, and the play sets for Star Wars from Disney Infinity 3.0, among other things. You can find the podcast that I'm involved with, which is Star Wars Beyond the Films with Mark Hurlman, where we talk about legends and canon stories, and Cloud City Casino with Michael Morris, where we talk about Star Wars gaming, both at StarWarsReport.com. And you can find my Star Wars Timeline Gold, the most comprehensive Star Wars chronology available anywhere, over at StarWarsFanWorks.com/timeline. So StarWarsFanWorks.com/timeline and StarWarsReport.com. Those are the 2 places to check these out. Be doing some more streaming sometime in the near future. Next one will probably be more Let's Play of LEGO Star Wars The Force Awakens coming up next. But depending on the time, depending on when I get a chance to do this next, the next one might be Battlefront, because it's, if I'm remembering correctly, they said that Skirmish and the new hut contract were being added on the 21st of July, which is next Thursday. So if I don't get a chance to stream before then, maybe it will be Battlefront that's next. So we'll just have to see. For now, thank you for watching. Thank you for participating. Love the conversation. Hopefully you'll all get a chance to pop in for another one. For now, I'm out of here. I'm going to eat before I starve to death, and hopefully my wife will arrive in time for her to eat before she dies of starvation, and there'll just be some Owen and Baru bones left here. But thank you all, and I will catch up to you later. Wow, that's very southern. Thank you all. Thank you all. May the Force be with y'all.